Hey my dear friends, once again welcome back to the channel. I'm Gaurav here and you're watching PixelXplay. So as I told you in the last video that I'll create 2D based game dev tutorial series, but as you know that these days are no longer same as before, isn't it? I'm sure you all must have already heard about Unity's 20th crisis, even though they already changed their fee structure once again, and now it's more practical and reliable. But it's too late cause the damage has been done. So I think before we start our next game dev tutorials, we're gonna learn or revise C# coding. And also these days I'm learning Godot game engine, so maybe I'll start our 2D based game dev tutorials on Godot game engine instead of Unity. And also some of my subscribers and friends asked me to create a C# tutorial series. So I thought, yeah, that's a perfect time to create a new series about C# coding. And I'll make sure that every topic is covered in this series in the easiest and possible way. So it means it's gonna be absolute basic so that everyone can understand easily. Okay? And if you are an experienced programmer, then bro, just take this series as your warm-up coding exercise. Okay, so let's stretch your limbs and let's get started. But before we begin, as I always say, if you are new in the channel, then please check out our previous videos first. Also subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit that bell icon, it's absolutely free. Alright, so as you know, as of now there are so many programming languages in the world like C, C++, Java, Csharp, Python, JavaScript, Ruby and so on. And these all programming languages are used for different purposes, right? But I'm sure that you all know that the computer only understands machine language, and machine language is nothing more than a combination of zeros and ones, which is called binary language. It's also known as low-level language. Now, if we want, we can write a code in the binary language. In fact, initial programmers were used to code in the binary language for the very first computers, and back then it was tough. And it's still tough to write code in the binary language because binary language has some major issues. I'll tell you what. Okay, to know that, let's imagine that you are writing a code in the binary language and it's big. I mean like 100 or 200 lines of zeros and ones. And then after a very long time you finally completed your code. That's awesome. And now imagine that you used all of your brain cells to complete it, and now it's time to run this code. But when you try to execute the code, you see, oh my god, it's not working properly. It has some errors and bugs. Well, so guys, congratulations, you just met your worst nightmare. Hey nightmare, meet my friend programmer. Friend programmer, meet your worst nightmare. Have a fun. Now, a tiny miscalculation can destroy your precious time and efforts. And the worst part is that it's not over yet, cause now it's gonna be harder to identify your mistake. And now you have to start looking everything from the bottom. Alright, so that's the worst of worst, right? Well bro, unfortunately no. Why? Cause the story is not completed yet. Now, let's say that you did everything right and your code is working perfectly fine. You are a genius guy bro. And now you have to hand over that piece of code to someone else. Now he will face the hell. Why? Cause first of all, he has to understand everything properly and then maintain it for the rest of his life. So basically you just give him a perfect nightmare to deal with. Because you know that it's not easy to understand and maintain binary code because there is no structure, especially if it's a very big code. Just a combination of zeros and ones, that's it. However, there is one strong advantage, and it's the execution time. Cause we know that the computer only understands zeros and ones, right? So computer loves zeros and ones. So that's why binary language is very fast and efficient, and it's still really fast and efficient compared to any other existing structural programming languages. But the downside is its maintenance. Maintaining binary code is really painful. So To tackle that problem, developers create an assembly language, and back then it was slightly easier to understand and almost easier to maintain compared to binary language, because this language has some English words in it. But still, writing a large program in assembly language was still quite painful. So, to tackle this issue, again, developers were created high-level languages, and this time we can understand and maintain them easily, far easily. Even we can write a larger programs than ever before. Cause for the first time coding languages had a structure and a pattern with the English words, which was very handy, and now we can easily write and understand any code written in the high-level languages. And the first high-level language was Fortran, developed in 1956 by a team led by John Backus under IBM. However, according to Wikipedia, the first high-level language was Plancalcul. I'm sorry guys, I can't pronounce it, so I will write on the display. You can read it. Plancalcul. But okay, forget it. But cause it wasn't commercially available at the time, so technically Fortran became the first high-level language cause it was commercially available at that time, right? And then in the year 1972, the C language was born, which was developed by Dennis Ritchie. And at that time it was so popular among developers, but as time passed, everything becomes old and outdated. So eventually C language also reached its limits, cause over the time project size and their complexity also got bigger and more complex. And then a new programming concept came into play, which was OOP. Now what is it? Well, OOP stands for Object Oriented Programming, and with this method we can create bigger projects compared to C language, cause at that time C language doesn't have that feature and it was a major drawback for C language. So to tackle this issue, a new language came in 1979, which was C++, developed by Bizarny Stroustrup. However, C++ is a successor of C language because all features in C++ were inherited from C language. And in C++ we got some awesome key features like function overloading, exception handling, and of course OOPS, object oriented programming. And there are so many other things too, but right now we are only talking about core features, okay? And with the C++ we finally were able to create GUI and 3D graphics based applications. It means applications which have graphical user interface like Photoshop and other video editing tools were actually developed in C++. And other than that, 3D graphics based applications like 3D video games were also developed in C++, such as Doom, Tomb Raider, The Sims, and so on. So everything was good with the C++, but again there was a little issue with the C++, which was lack of cross-platform support. Now cross-platform support allows us to develop an app for multiple platforms using single code base, okay? It means a software created in a one programming language can run on multiple platforms or operating systems, which wasn't possible with the C++. And cause C++ doesn't support cross-platform feature, so once again we need something new. So then at that time, Java was developed in 1991 by James Gosselin under the Sun Microsystems. And guess what? Now finally we were able to create a program which can run on multiple platforms with the single code base written in Java. And this became possible because of the Java's intermediate code. Well, even though Java had everything which a programmer wants, but there was one issue with the Java, and the issue was that the Java wasn't properly optimized for Windows. And you know that the Windows is widely used operating system as of now. So cause Java is not properly optimized for Windows, or you say Java and Windows were not properly coupled with each other. So then C# was developed under the Microsoft by Andreas Hegelsberg in 2000. Alright, so that's enough about history, and in this series we're gonna learn C# coding from basic to advanced. Now, some of you guys will say that why we are learning basic from C#, because I know a lot of people say that if you want to learn basics of coding, then you always start from C or Python and then code Java. Well, yeah, they are right to build deep coding understanding and strengthen your coding foundation. Yeah, they're right, I get it, but you know, it's gonna be very long journey to learn coding from C, then C++, and then Java or Python, and then any language you like. It's too much time, bro, isn't it? Well, you can choose long way if you like, there's nothing wrong, and actually I also learned that way. But now, since we all have a clear vision that we want to create a game either using Unity or Go.Engine, right? So that's why we will learn coding with the C#. So yeah, in my opinion, choose your desired language which you want to learn and then master it. And also you have to be clear about why you want to learn that particular language. Like in our case, we are learning C# because we want to create a game either using Unity engine or Go.Engine, because both of these engines are support C#. So you can start learning from any language you like, because these languages are interrelated to each other because of the cross-pollination. And now you will say, yo bro, what's a cross-pollination? Relax, let me explain. Well, it's a process where a new generation adapt good features from the existing current generation and became a new upgraded and enhanced version of the previous generation. Got it? Okay, let's take an example of C# itself. So the C# also inherits a good features from C, C++, and the Java, like syntax from C, oops from C++, and cross-platform support from Java. And other than that, there are some more features added to C#. Now you can say C# is an enhanced version of these three languages. But wait, we all know that the computer only understands zeros and ones, right? For computer, everything is in zeros and ones, like your photos, videos, audios, text files, even entire video games. Everything you see on computer is made of zeros and ones. So if computer only sees zeros and ones, so how does it understand high-level languages which has English alphabets, special symbols, and other numbers besides 0 and 1? Well, to make everything works perfectly, we somehow need to convert high-level language to the binary, so that computer can understand our code. And to convert a high-level language to the binary, we need some kind of converter. Actually, it's a translator, because we are translating in between two languages, right? High-level language to binary. So as of now, we use two types of translators, compiler and interpreter. So we write a code in a high-level language, and the compiler or interpreter will translate it to the machine language, and then computer will give us some outputs according to the code. Got it? Now let's see how C# performs its execution. So in the C#, they introduced .NET framework, and .NET is a software development framework which was developed by Microsoft for building and running applications on Windows. And within that we have two main components, .NET Class Library and CLR, which means Common Language Runtime. Okay, if we talk about .NET Class Library, so it's a set of predefined classes and methods which provides common functionality for .NET applications. It includes types of functions, data structure, user interface, and more, which we can use in our projects. Now these set of classes and methods are called namespace, and it's a similar concept as Java's package system. Now let's talk about .NET's second component, which is CLR. CLR stands for Common Language Runtime. Well, it's a virtual machine just like a JVM in Java, and CLR is responsible for executing C# programs. So which means without CLR we can't execute C# code. And also CLR is a very crucial component if we want a cross-platform support. Okay, let's see how CLR works. So first of all, we create a program in the C# language, and then compiler compiles C# program to intermediate language. In .NET we call them Microsoft Intermediate Language, in short MSIL. And then here CLR comes into play. Now CLR converts the intermediate code into the machine code so that computer can understand it. So in conclusion, we can create applications for different platforms, like application for desktop, application for web, application for database, and so on. Well guys, I think that's all in this video. It was a basic introduction of C# language, and now in the next video we'll create our first program in C#. So till then, keep learning, keep practicing, and I'll meet you in the further upcoming videos. For now, see you later.